Hey y'all, it's me, Kate, with today's episode of Abortion Queen of the South. And today we're going to be doing another fun one with our Taylor Swift series called "'Tis the Damn Season" to talk about reproductive rights. So, if you are interested in learning about reproductive rights and reproductive justice, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for my unique take. So, 'tis the damn season for a break after a rough legislative session here in Georgia. Phew, while our legislative session has been over for a couple months now, some states are still going strong. I think South Carolina just wrapped up theirs. So I do have a map on the medium version. So to anyone in any of those states where you're having these legislative sessions, just hang in there. I think they're mostly done, but with 50 different states, it is just very, very hard to tell. So for those of you who don't know, legislative sessions are when laws are passed and many awful bills are proposed. Georgia had many, which there's a link in my Medium. You're more than welcome to check it out. The original piece is in my show notes. So this is my first time attending lobby days and being part of the effort to stop over 20 anti-LGBT and anti-sex ed bills, as well as trying to get some other bills regarding reproductive rights and reproductive justice passed. And while stressful, there's an immense sense of accomplishment that these horrendous bills were stopped, whether they were related to bathroom bans, increasing bans on trans health care, sports bans for trans youth, and many other horrendous bills. They've all gone to die a very deserved death. Thank goodness. None of these slimy tactics worked, including adding anti-trans amendments to unrelated bills. So, as a Swiftie and a reproductive rights activist, I am doing a series where I use her music as inspiration for various reproductive rights topics because I need something light and fun. Because this can get very heavy. So this is one called "'Tis the Damn Season," courtesy of her album, Evermore. This has been a season of change and familiarity, as the song suggests. I am on hiatus from clinic defending due to scheduling conflicts, but we'll be coming back soon. And off of all social media besides YouTube, I am still determined to do everything in my power to restore our rights as women and status as equal citizens. It infuriates me that I am a second-class citizen in my home state of Georgia, yet I am still expected to contribute to society, pay taxes, and put my life at risk in the potential event of an unwanted pregnancy. That in my case would be incredibly high risk and also unwanted. So this has been a year that I've learned a lot. One of the hardest years due to multiple debilitating medical issues that I had when I switched out my IUD early due to Roe v. Wade being overturned. I have grown as a human and tried many new ways of standing up for what I believe in. I guess that I'm a real quote-unquote activist now, whatever that means. I lobbied for the first time, which I oddly enjoyed. I'm not a people person. I'm very outgoing, and I have no problem speaking in public, and generally friendly. But I really don't like dealing with people more than I have to. And I was also just able to speak out against bills and in favor of funding for ARC Southeast, major abortion fund in the Southeast, in front of both the Fulton County Commissioners and the Atlanta City Council. I've also helped fundraise, increase awareness about reproductive rights, and started making content on YouTube, Medium, and my podcast, Abortion Queen of the South. Some people say that they're grateful for these experiences because they build character, but that's just bullshit because I'm not. Not grateful that I have to pay for someone to have a tax credit because they decided to have children while I would likely have to leave the state if I needed an abortion due to my medical history and the likelihood that I would have to bury a potential child. Not grateful that I'm expected to pay taxes in a state that views me as a second-class citizen, that I have a misogynistic piece of shit governor who thinks that he's so magnanimous to make these concessions while taking our rights away. Let's face it, Governor Kemp's daughters would be the first in line to get an abortion if they needed one for any reason. Anyone who has volunteered or worked at an abortion clinic will tell you that forced birthers are the first in line, and honey, believe me, they keep us in business. And I've noticed a trend that many of you probably have too. The GOP loves creating problems that aren't there. So infrastructure, climate change, crime, housing, and food insecurity, that's not a problem at all. Trans people minding their damn business and people getting abortions for whatever reason, that's somehow a problem to them. So as far as the song itself, there's a line that stands out. The road not taken looks real good now, and it always leads to you in my hometown. I'm from Metro Atlanta and have lived here off and on since I was 9 years old. I have probably passed the Capitol thousands of times over the years, and I never thought in a million years that I would be walking down those halls to lobby and occasionally bully politicians, speak in front of committee about, well, at the time I wrote SB 140 because I thought that's what it was, but I found the actual footage of me speaking, and it was SB 88, which fortunately did not pass. So I also get to meet people who make these laws that affect all of us, including our wonderful representatives in my district. Sam Park and Nikki Merritt, two wonderful people. So I never thought that I would willingly travel 2 hours each way. So my schedule allows me to volunteer as a clinic defender in Greenville, South Carolina, the only independent abortion clinic in the state, which I helped save, and deal with a terrible sheriff's department and a sheriff who's buddies with all of our protesters. I will be making a piece about that as soon as I can. I wish that the circumstances were different. I'm cautiously optimistic that I can be a part of the force for change that restores our reproductive rights and expands them around the society so that women and girls are no longer second-class citizens in society. Everyone should feel safe where we live and have the same access to care. While my county is not prosecuting abortion cases, and I'm safe for now, I fear that a day will come when I won't feel safe where I live. That terrifies me. The fact that I could have been working at my former boring blue-collar day job lifts something and potentially cause a miscarriage for a child that I tried to prevent with 2 forms of birth control and didn't know existed could lead to being denied care for a miscarriage, which is usually an abortion, or facing criminal charges is beyond horrifying. The fact that I'm told to quote-unquote calm down or that would never happen by ignorant morons when I express concern, the strong likelihood that a pregnancy would likely permanently disable me and I would likely have to bury a potential child because of medical conditions that run in our family is disgusting and disturbing. I have known for many years that I could not safely have children, and I know more about my medical history than any of these politicians. They say they're pro-life, but they're really not. The fact that there are children who have come to our clinic who have been raped and are subject to despicable protesters is infuriating. I wish that I could say that I was exaggerating. However, all this is already happening and needs to be taken more seriously than it is. If you have any recommendations for other artists to cover, please put them in my comments. While I aim to educate and entertain my audience, I think we all just need a break sometimes because this shit gets really heavy. I know that Olivia Rodrigo is another one who has been very outspoken with her activism for reproductive rights and her support, so I will definitely be covering her as well. So thank you so much again for listening, and please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.